Hello. When we see the baby bird leave the nest for the first time, we're witnessing a magical event. The magic isn't in the bird, the magic is in us. The bird is merely a reference to us. And so it goes. We draw the parallel between the bird leaving the nest and the human who's become an adult living on their own. But leaving the nest in this way is not a parallel. It's not at least a complete parallel. There is an element that we're missing. The element that we're missing in the parallel is, of course, first flight. You see, when the bird leaves the nest for the first time, it doesn't walk away. It flies, of course. That is the whole point of staying in the nest. The nest is to cultivate the bird until it is able to fulfill all of the functions that a bird is supposed to. The function of the bird is to fly. That is why it has wings. Well, the function of the human is to have purpose. That's why we have this great mind. That's why we're sapient, as they say. So therein lies the problem. A bird simply leaves the nest. The nest is forgotten. It has wings now. The nest is irrelevant to it. Unless, of course, it breeds and builds a nest. But of course, it's not using the nest for itself. It's using the nest for its offspring. Imagine a human leaving a nest only to find another nest with no parents. What is that? That's like a caterpillar going into the cocoon and, brewing for however long it's supposed to, and then leaving the cocoon to go into another cocoon. We have literal adult nests littered all over this planet. What does that mean? Understand the significance of this. When we become adults and we live out on our own, we love to beat our chest and say we've accomplished this great thing. And certainly we have accomplished something great. Being able to take care of yourself is a great accomplishment. But that's not all a human is about. Anything, almost any creature can take care of itself. An earthworm can take care of itself. But is that the highest human potential that there is? Just to be able to take care of yourself? Just to be able to say, I have my own nest? No. Your greatest human potential is to fly. It's to be a true expression of yourself. To try and find all the abilities that you're capable of and fulfill that full range of expressions. And so that begs the question, why are humans still in nests? Adult humans, mind you. Why haven't we learned to fly? Well, you see, the nests that adult humans stay in are special nests. They are nests that are literally designed to unteach you to fly, to uncultivate all of that. And that is exactly why your life is so miserable. Because, of course, if a bird never gets the first flight and it is stuck in the nest all its life, it's going to be a pretty miserable bird. Understand that the adult nest was not an accident. This is by design. The people who rule the planet were very clever. What they did was they took us to the side and they said, hey, we're at this very comfortable nest. It's nice and cozy here. But let's walk over to the edge and let's look down. Oh, it's pretty scary, isn't it? What if you fall? What if you don't complete the first flight and you crash and die? Why don't you just stay in the nest where it's nice and safe, comfortable? Understand that the world, or the people that are controlling the world, have convinced you that to not learn to fly and to stay in the nest is the way to go. One of my favorite articles is The Onion, titled, "Find the thing you're most passionate about, then do it on nights and weekends for the rest of your life." I'll read some of this article. There are people who spend years, decades even, trying to find a true sense of purpose for themselves. My advice, just find the thing you enjoy doing more than anything else, your one true passion, and do it for the rest of your life on nights and weekends when you're exhausted and cranky and just want to go to bed. Could be anything: music, writing, drawing, acting, teaching. It really doesn't matter. All that matters is that once you know what you want to do, you dive in a full 10% and spend the other 90 torturing yourself, because you know damn well it's far too late to make a drastic career change, and that you're stuck on this mind-numbing path for the rest of your life. Say, for example, that your passion is painting. Well, what are you waiting for? Get out there and buy a canvas and some painting supplies. Go sign up for art classes. And when you get so overwhelmed with your job and your personal life that you barely have enough time to see your girlfriend or boyfriend or husband or wife, let alone do anything else, go ahead and skip classes for a few weeks. Then let those paintbrushes sit in your room untouched for 6 months because a major work project came up. You had a bunch of weddings to go to, and your kid got sick, and money is tighter than you thought it would be, and you have to work overtime. And then finally pick those brushes back up again, only to realize you're so rusty that you begin to question whether this was all a giant waste of time, whether you even want to paint anymore, and whether this was just some sort of immature little fantasy you had as a kid, and that maybe it's finally time to grow the fuck up. Let painting go and join the world roll, because let's face it, not everyone gets to live out their dreams. Do any of those excuses for not flying sound familiar? A bird that is afraid to fly is a bird that's afraid of itself. It's a bird that's afraid of being a bird. Similarly, a human that is afraid to live with purpose, or a human that is afraid of being a genuine expression of themselves, or a human that is afraid of finding all of their capabilities, including their magical ones, is a human that is afraid of being human. I once met a guy, and we went to a bar, and we went to talking, and he was telling me about his Facebook experience and how outspoken he was on Facebook initially. And then something terrible happened, and someone gave him a good lashing online. I don't know what the opinion was, it doesn't really matter. The point is, this individual's reaction was to simply shut up and shut down. They don't express themselves on Facebook anymore because of the possibility they might offend someone. Well, what has happened? They have secluded themselves. They have withdrawn back into the nest, and they've tucked their wings right behind their backs, just as the world teaches. Imagine a bird ripping its wings off just because it got teased. Listen to me. I used to beat my chest a lot. I felt like I was strong. I felt like I was invincible because I was not afraid to die. It's true. I was not afraid to die. I imagined every possible scenario, torture, war, accidents, and I said, yeah, I could do that. I would be able to die that way. And I felt very strong in that. I felt powerful. But then the thought occurred to me, I'm not afraid to die, that's true, but am I afraid to live? Am I afraid to live? And I said to myself, I am, absolutely. And that is why I'm making this video. It's not simply an issue that I'm seeing out in the world. I've gone through this. I'm going through this. I'm a work in progress as well. But it is okay. I am telling you that it is okay to look behind you and to discover those old dusty wings dust them off, and start spreading them, and take this flight with me.